Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Cloud, pretty tired today. Uh, I'd been up. Well, I hadn't slept a whole lot the day before, and then I had to get up yesterday, and do the doctor's appointment and be down in town and stuff like that. I was just gone a lot for a while yesterday, and then got in. Everything was good. It was a great day, Apparently, I think I might have mentioned this yesterday, but the wound on my knee seems to be healing. We're seeing, like, he just wants me to finish out these antibiotics, and then I go back in 6 weeks to look at the knee. If the infection is completely gone, then he can proceed to think about discussing my hernia. But other than that, I mean, that's. But I was tired this morning. I've been laying around trying to recuperate a little bit from the past several days of being pretty on the go, either on the go around the trailer in this spot or like actually out and about, doing errands and stuff. But this early this morning, like I imagine it was probably 3 or 4 o'clock this morning, I had gotten up and couldn't, I wasn't sleeping well. I got up and went and I did a little reading. But I've read some of this to myself, the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, and to see what I would be reading for, the topic would be today. And as always, it's a good one. Number 28 from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Seek first to understand. This is adopted from one of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Using this strategy is a shortcut to becoming a more content person, and you'll probably become more effective too. Essentially, seek first to understand implies that you become more interested in understanding others and less in having other people understand you. It means mastering the idea that if you want quality, fulfilling communication that is nourishing to you and others, understanding others must come first. When you understand where people are coming from, what they are trying to say, what's important to them, and so forth, being understood flows naturally. It falls into place with virtually no effort. When you reverse this process, however, which is what most of us do most of the time, you're putting the cart before the horse. When you try to be understood before you understand, the effort you exert will be felt by you and the person or people you are trying to reach. Communication will break down, and you may end up with a battle of 2 egos. I was working with a couple who had spent the first 10 years of their marriage frustrated, arguing about their finances. He couldn't understand why she wanted to save every penny they earned, and she couldn't understand why he was a spendthrift. Any rationale on either position had been lost in their joint frustration. While many problems are complex than this, couples, their solutions were relatively simple. Neither person felt understood. They needed to learn to stop interrupting each other and to listen carefully. Rather than defending their own positions, each needed to seek first to understand. This is precisely what I got them to do. He learned that she was saving to avoid her parents' financial disasters. Essentially, she was frightened of being broke. She learned that he felt embarrassed that he wasn't able to take care of her as well as his father did his mother. Essentially, he wanted her to be proud of him. As each learned to understand the other, the frustration with each other was replaced by compassion. Today, they have a nice balance between spending and saving. Seeking first to understand isn't about who's right or wrong. It's a philosophy of effective communication. When you practice this method, you'll notice that the people you communicate with will feel listened to, heard and understood. This will translate into better, more loving relationships. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Makes me think about yesterday when they came to pick me up, and we picked this one lady up that I'd never been on the bus with. And when they pick her up, and the driver, he had not picked her up at this new location yet either, but shortly after she got off on the bus, a conversation kind of got going about, I don't know what's her mental illness or anything is, but she got to talking about ancestors and things, and that was interesting for a minute, and then like it kind of went in a weird way, and she was talking about where life started for humans and all this different crap, and well, science tells us there were 7 different types of humans on the earth, and then now there's only one, and blah 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 blah. And I knew that the driver, he's like a pastor and stuff, and it wasn't bothering me, and it really wasn't bothering him, but I just was like, I keep it simple, I was like, man, it all started somewhere. So if you start at the beginning of the point, whichever way it got there and started, is kind of irrelevant to me, because we're here now, and that's what my main objective was, as far as my view, what it is that the Spirit has had me working on over the past few years and stuff, is just being as focused in this moment that I am in at this moment. That's almost redundant, but anyway, it kind of got it didn't get like bad, like it was just going in a bad direction, and I think the lady just doesn't have. She's got all these ideas. It came to me like the driver had to finally say, like, we really ain't supposed to be talking about certain beliefs and stuff on the bus, because there's certain like some people that ride that bus when they pick me up, some of those people are mentally challenged, and we take them to this place called ARC, and it's like a center for adults to go during the day, and they get to be around other people and do different levels of classes and stuff, based on how well they can comprehend things. And like, from what I understand, the lady has gotten into some different conversations before and got some of these people that can't normally understand just simple stuff, and she wants to talk about complicated, not really complicated, but just far out their ideas, or things that might be beyond their means of comprehension and everything. But I mean, that don't really have to do with this, but it kind of does. But I don't know. It's like, but seeking to understand, like, to be able to, like, the driver was basically trying to meet a point where, like, hey, we can, I'm going to see it one way and you see it that way, but, let's not talk about this. And he was trying to be polite about it, and I thought that was a good way that he handled it and stuff. He just and I could tell, but with my walk in life, that's what I'm having to learn. Is, like I've said this over and over, I'm learning better discernment on about how far down that rabbit hole I can go with people, and how much do I need to share or not about certain topics when it comes to spiritual stuff. So, but anyway, I never hold back. I just, well, I mean, based on someone's level of understanding, I don't want them give out too much information and their head explode or something. I mean, I've seen that happen. Not that their head exploded, but I've seen where someone's processing the information, they're following me, and then all of a sudden I just go full blown and I'm explaining and sharing too much, and it's a system overload, and the person's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like they didn't know how to respond, and so I had to slow myself down and everything. But enough of that. I'm going to get off here and tend to some things I need to do today, or what little bit I can do. Until next time, y'all. Groovy, gravy, baby, baby. Whoa, 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 baba. I don't know what that means, but hey, I know what ditto means. It means I love you. gray cloud over and out. Sage of that eternal moment, this eternal moment, that eternal moment, this one. Ditto.